Well, hello everyone. Good morning on this spooky Halloween here in GTA Online. As you can see, the GTA Online Halloween weather and all the different variants we have for this year is active in game, and I will explain in the video exactly when it pops up, at least right now, if you're watching on October the 31st. Maybe it'll change throughout the course of this weekly event, or maybe it'll only be active for today, since after, today is over, it won't be Halloween anymore. It'll just be Dia de los Muertos season for this weekend, and then we'll see what happens next week before the tunables change and we go into the next weekly event. But for this video, we're going to be going over all of the most major changes for this week, the big Halloween content that we see returning, the new Halloween content, free rewards, rare and removed vehicles that you can unlock here in this game. I'll showcase to you where and how you can unlock those cars. We'll talk about the big money bonuses for the week, the discounts, the salvage yard robberies, because we do have some news on those that's upcoming, and some more good news and details that we have to discuss today. So welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With all that said, let's get started with this weekly update guide. So first, starting off this video, let's talk about the new Halloween content this week. We do have a new limited time business battle here in the game that's available, where basically Merryweather has recovered a crashed UFO for testing, and that is the theme of the business battle, so definitely take part in that if you're in public sessions this week. We also have the UFO event, which is approaching its final stages, and very soon players will have the chance to basically be abducted by one of those UFOs. They'll transport and teleport to a secret basement beneath Fort Zancudo, and they'll get a shocking reward, which is that Shocker Stun Baton weapon. And in order to unlock that weapon, you can loot it from a crate in that basement that you get teleported to by the aliens after you get abducted. You'll find a cat nearby, but you open up a crate, you'll get the Shocker Stun weapon, or there's a chance to get it and loot it out of the crate. And then in order to leave the basement, you need to complete like a mini game and a little mini puzzle of basically tripping power switches and breakers and things like that to unlock the power and get out of there. And if you get the sequence incorrect and you get it wrong and you fail, well, the room that you're in is going to fill with gas and you get knocked out. And that's kind of like the risk versus reward right there. I'm not sure what that means, of like if you can still get the weapon even if you fail, or if you get teleported out. I'm assuming once you get knocked out by the gas, you get teleported back to the normal free roam world of Los Santos, and you'll need to try again in another 24 hours in game or something like that. I don't have all the details just yet on that, but that's how it is right now. Now, also when I logged in, I swear we had the Halloween weather, and I was really excited because I was hoping it would show up at least on the actual day of Halloween, right? But now, as you can see in the free roam, it's just normal weather, so I'm not sure if that's going to return at night or something like that, but maybe throughout while I'm recording today's video, we will see it change. So first, let's jump into our free rewards for this week, actually getting started with the rest of the weekly update content. So let's check out the 4 login unlocks. All you need to do to unlock these items and to receive them for your character and for your account is just log into the game. A public session, invite-only session, closed or crew session, all of that will do. Just go to your wardrobe and check out the items. So first right here, this is the Halloween spooky t-shirt you can unlock. It's got Halloween in the orange, reddish, and yellow gradient. You got, of course, the GTA character holding a knife, a pumpkin, the Albany Frankenstein there. It's a really cool looking shirt, and Rockstar featured a similar image on their newswire a couple weeks ago, so it's definitely a festive t-shirt for Halloween. I like it a lot. Feel free to rock that. This week you can also get the red flaming skull mask just for logging into the game, so feel free to rock that with the Halloween spooky t-shirt if you so please. Basically the same thing as the green one from last week, but now it glows in red and flames. This one isn't new for this week, but we still have the opportunity to get that Dia de los Muertos t-shirt if you didn't get it from last week. So that way, I just showed you the front. Here is the back, and you could check out basically how this t-shirt looks. It looks pretty decent, but it is just a standard white t-shirt at the end of the day right here. And then don't forget, you also have the opportunity to get the pumpkin parachute bag this week if you have not already gotten that for your account. And we also have the opportunity to get everything else that we may have been missing out on, or you may have been missing out on from last week, like all of the other Dia de los Muertos content, the Maritime, Royal, the Romance, as well as the Floral Calica masks. So just once again to reiterate, here is the Floral Calica mask. Here is the Romance Calica mask. This is the Maritime Calica mask. And finally, my favorite, the Royal Calica mask. So you can get all of this along with that Dia de los Muertos t-shirt in the game this week. Those are the rewards from last week, but you could still get them this week along with the rest of the free rewards for this week as well. The red flaming skull mask, the Halloween spooky t-shirt, as well as the Halloween parachute bag. For some of our rare and removed vehicles for this week featured here in GTA Online, the LS Army test drive vehicles are pretty awesome in terms of the selection we have for this week. So let's start off here. Let's go left to right. We have the Dinka Jester featured right here. This is inspired by the 2015 Honda NSX or the Acura NSX, and with the Jester, this car excels in the sports car category. You get a really good and competitive top speed, you get super agile handling, exceptional performance on slippery and wet surfaces, so if it's ever raining, then you're going to be good to go with this car. You're not going to wipe out as easy as with other cars when you drive them, and honestly, it's just ideal for just challenging weather conditions in general. It maintains pretty good durability against collisions as well. I would recommend you put armor upgrades on every single car you buy, but say if you don't have them and you're pinching pennies and just cutting the cost for right now, your car's gonna not like totally deform and crumple, and performance won't be impacted all that much. Comes with this sweet livery, and of course you can purchase this vehicle this week as a rare and removed vehicle for 175 grand. It's super worth it for that price. Next up, this is the Classy Vamos. Now, while it's stylistically appealing in my opinion, honestly, you get some crazy driving challenges with this car, pretty unique ones at that. It's got a really high tendency to spin out at higher speeds, and you'll find a lot of difficulty in maintaining control during any sort of aggressive maneuver you're making. It's not really ideal for muscle car enthusiasts if they want like really good performance with a muscle car, but if you're just in it for style and that's it, then honestly this is a pretty sweet choice. And so say if you do want to pick it up this week, it's going to cost you $298,000. Then probably everyone's favorite choice for this week, I would imagine. It's been a while since we've seen this car featured back, the Ocelot XA21. This car has a top speed of 122.5 miles an hour, which isn't crazy high for the supercars class, but it is inspired by the Jaguar CX-75, and with the Ocelot XA21, you get excellent, well-rounded performance. You get super cool aesthetics with this car. It's a pretty good and competitive vehicle for races, but the reason it's super desirable for a choice within racing and, of course, supercars and hypercars is just the handling it has. It's got great traction, great handling. It's not going to spin out, no oversteer, no understeer, none of that. It's like you're driving on rails with this car. And also, by the way, the exhaust notes on the XA21 are insane. This is definitely a top 10 best sounding car in the game, at least in my opinion. There's just some cars in the game that stick out with a really good exhaust note, and the Ocelot XA21 is definitely one of those vehicles. And if you do want to pick it up this week, you can get it for $2,375,000. Okay, in the middle of me driving over to the salvage yard, the Halloween weather has been enabled for me. So it looks like maybe it starts at about 7 p.m. So it looks like for right now, at least on the day of Halloween, if you're watching this on October 31st, it happens after 7 p.m. in game. That's what's happening for me. And there's multiple variants of the Halloween weather this year, which is pretty cool. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. As for our vehicles featured here at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, while we do have a bunch of rare and removed vehicles that are featured this week for a limited time only, of course, these have been available for most of Halloween, and I've discussed them in weeks previous, but I will just showcase to you guys one more time, because if you do want to pick them up, you can get them with this customization applied here. Of course, at Simeon's, just for a small extra cost. So let's start off. The only normal vehicle, we talked about this, or we will actually talk about it in my discount section, the BF Weevil. I will save the performance review of that until my discount section where I actually review it, so stick around for that, but it will actually cost you $634,080. You can convert this at Benny's to the BF Weevil Custom for $980 grand, and in my discount section, that's where I talk about how that vehicle is actually worth buying, because it's going to be the fastest land vehicle that's non-HSW, I'm pretty sure. Next up, the Albany Frankenstein, of course, Halloween vehicle, $400,500. Next, the Albany Lurcher here. You can get it for $495,000. We have the DeClassy Tornado Rat Rod here. You can get this for $264,600. Our only rare and removed vehicle featured here at Simeon's this week that is new to this weekly update specifically as a discounted vehicle or just a vehicle that's available, it's the Inus Super Diamond. This car is inspired by the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Honestly, with this, you just get average speed and modest acceleration, just like the version in GTA 4, but honestly, it does have a considerable amount of weight. It's got a really long wheelbase, as you can see, so the handling is going to be a little bit sluggish. It's got a noticeable amount of understeer, so keep that in mind, and even though it is a very robust and weighty car, you also get a decent amount of crash resilience with it, just not maybe as much as you might think. The impact effectiveness in collisions is going to be kind of nice. You're going to shunt cars out of the way, so if you want a vehicle that's sort of like an SUV to just shove cars out of the way because it weighs so much and you don't want to lose momentum on the highway, this may be the choice for you. If you want to pick it up, it is going to cost you $125,000 this week here in GTA Online. And the reason for that I'll mention in my discount section is it's 50% off. Now, of course, let's discuss real fast and overview our weekly update money bonuses, because it's not an incredible week for money bonuses yet again, but it just is what it is. If you're playing this game and you're grinding, you may want to participate in at least some of this stuff to take big advantage. So starting off with the adversary mode bonus, we have Judgment Day. This is going to be double money and double RP, of course. If you do have GTA Plus, this is going to stack with the double money bonus for this month for GTA Plus, meaning you'll get 4 times money for this game mode this week. So if you have GTA Plus, this is actually worth grinding. Without double money, we're going to be testing out how much money and RP you can earn in my money guide tomorrow. But along with that, say if you're not interested in this adversary mode and you want to jump into something else, the Alien Survivals are back this week in game, and as you can see, these are all going to be double money and double RP here. So we have Terminal, Ranch, Grapeseed, Desert, Alien Survivals on Arena, Pillbox, as well as Zancudo. Each one of these Alien Survivals are going to be double money and RP. Of course, the normal survival isn't going to be double money, and of course the Ludendorff Cemetery, while it's still here, it's not going to be double money and double RP as well either. It's just going to be the Alien Survivals for this week, so we're going to be playing that as well tomorrow, trying to get to a high round. And one of the last things we can enjoy this week is the street dealer sales, which is going to be, I think, you know, depending on the amount of actual product you sell to the street dealers, that's going to result in a total or an extra amount of $1.2 million this month thereabouts. Say if you sell to each of the 3 street dealers every single day throughout the course of this weekly event while the street dealers are on double money. So while it's not like a crazy business bonus or anything, if you're consistently playing this game and you're using and utilizing street dealers to make extra money, well, this is worth it because you're going to definitely come out on top with some extra money, and extra money is always appreciated, right? And then sort of in the realm of the bonuses as well, this is just an extra way to make money. If you win 2 adversary modes this week, whether it's Judgment Day for double money and double RP or just any other adversary mode, you'll receive the orange flaming skull mask for completing the weekly challenge of winning 2 adversary modes. And of course, since you completed the weekly challenge with that, along with the orange flaming skull mask, you'll also get $100,000. So even if you don't want to participate in Judgment Day for the double money or double RP, or of course if you're a GTA Plus member, the quadruple money and quadruple RP, just play them twice, try and win, and if you win, you'll get a free item and a free reward that you can wear on your character, along with an extra 100 grand, along with all the double money for the game mode participation as well. So that's kind of a sweet deal. For our vehicle discounts this week, I'm actually super pleased to report we have more than 4 new ones for this week, because throughout the course of Halloween, we've had all the Halloween vehicles on discount, of course, and I'll give you guys that reminder, but we've only had like 4 other vehicles each week. This week we have 7. Unfortunately though, or excuse me, we have 6, but 3 of them, half of them, are removed and rare vehicles, so that's not really unfortunate. It's actually a good thing. You just can't get them off in-game websites right now, but of course I showcased to you guys exactly where you could get them earlier in the video in my rare and removed vehicles section, and also showcased to you guys the cost, performance, things like that. When it comes to the other discounted vehicles, we do have 30% off the Volcar Warner HKR here. You can see you can get it for full value on the sale for $882,000, or with the trade price for $661,500 instead of the normal MSRP value. Then of course, next up we have this BF Weevil right here. This is a really cool car. You can get this for 30% off, and of course that will cost you $609,000 this week, or $456,750 with the trade price. Of course, this is also a vehicle that you can convert at Benny's, and that conversion cost to turn it into the Weevil Custom will be $980,000. But if you turn the BF Weevil into the BF Weevil Custom, you get, I think it's one of the fastest land vehicles in the game, right? Like without a speed glitch, I think it goes 150 something miles an hour. So if you're on PC or PS4, Xbox One, and you don't have HSW cars, this is the fastest non-HSW car in the game. The BF Weevil Custom, that is, not the standard BF Weevil you see on your screen. So that's pretty cool. And then in addition to that, you can get 30% off the Lampadati Tropos Rally. You can get it on sale for $571,200. In addition to that, like we talked about, the Declassi Vamos, the Dinka Jester, as well as the Anus Super Diamond, which are all rare removed and featured back for limited time this week at various in-game vendors. So you can get those for 50% off this week. And then we have all the other standard discounted vehicles for Halloween, like this Declassi Tornado Rat Rod, the LCC Sanctus, the Chariot Romero Hearse, the Albany Frankenstein, the Albany Brigham, the Albany Lurcher, along with all skull tattoos and Sugar Skull face paints. Those are 100% off. Those are free, but all the vehicles are going to be 30% off. So just a reminder, you got to pick those up if you haven't already, but we've been talking about it all month, so you probably have them. When it comes to our first of 2 free vehicles for this week, of course, checking out the Diamond Casino and Resort Lucky Wheels podium vehicle. First off, we have this vehicle right here, which is the Dinka Sugoi, and honestly, it comes with a pretty awesome paint job and livery. You get like a black with like a yellow pearlescent. It's looking pretty sweet in my opinion, but at the end of the day, this is just like a Honda Civic, right? But it's one of the more sporty modern ones, I guess you could say. So anyways, since it is free, we are going to be reviewing it in my weekly update free vehicles guide over on Saturday, but just for today, we are going to try and spin the lucky wheel, see if we can get lucky ourselves. and actually unlock it. We have not been getting lucky with the podium vehicles on Thursdays or in my Tuesday update reminders, so maybe today will be a little bit different. It does not appear so. A mystery reward, that is nice. 5,000 RP. Don't you love when you get a mystery reward and it's just cash and RP? I mean, I guess it also could be upsetting if it's just clothing and a t-shirt, but I'd rather get like some actual unlocks, you know? For our second free vehicle for the week, this is the Bravado Gauntlet Classic. And what's awesome about this prize ride for this week here at the LS Car Meet, this is actually a Benny's vehicle, so you can upgrade this into the Bravado Gauntlet Classic Custom, which in my opinion is a top 5 Benny's vehicle in the game. In my top 5 Benny's vehicles video and guide that I came out with earlier this year, well, you can feel free to check that out on my channel. I reviewed this car very, very highly. Even stock, like just not a Benny's conversion, it's still very good. But this car as is awesome. So just consider picking it up this week, trying to unlock it. If you want to unlock it, you can win this car by placing top 5 in LS Car Meet Series races for only 2 consecutive days in a row. So top 5 just for 2 days in a row, extremely fast and easy. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Once again, we will be reviewing the customization and performance fully and most comprehensively over on Saturday in my free vehicles guide. Here at the Salvage Yard, these are your vehicle robberies and the actual missions you got to do, available until November the 6th. Unfortunately, none of these are claimable, but we have some news in regards to claimable vehicles upcoming that should be here within, I guess, maybe the next couple months, or maybe it starts within the next actual DLC and expansion in December. So let's jump in first here. We have the Albany Brigham. This is this week's standard range vehicle available in the Duggan robbery. During the cargo ship robbery, you could steal this Lampadati Viserys, which is the mid-range vehicle for this week. And then the top range vehicle for this week is the Tundra Panther. First time it's ever been featured at the Salvage Yard, I think, and you could steal it as part of the Gangbanger robbery. Now, the news I wanted to talk about when it comes to claimable vehicles, like I said, none of these are claimable this week. You have to make sure you have that garage icon showing up. If you don't have that, the vehicle won't be claimable. But when it comes to claimable vehicle news, we got this news yesterday and I talked about it a little bit, but I'll reiterate it for this video. What Rockstar is basically doing here is all previously claimable vehicles that we had the ability to claim in the past, if they make their way back into the salvage yard for, you know, a chance to steal them as part of a robbery, even if they're not necessarily marked as the claimable vehicle for that specific week, if we were supposed to maybe have an extra one or whatever, they will be claimable. So say the Comet S2 Cabrio, I'm pretty sure we had that ability to claim that vehicle twice. Rockstar designated it as a claimable vehicle. So when it came into the game, came into the salvage yard, and it was the top range vehicle for the week, for example, you could claim it. But say next week, if we get, you know, 3 different vehicles, one of them is the Comet S2 Cabrio, we will have the ability to claim it again. And so all previously claimable vehicles will always be claimable in the future if they show up in the salvage yard robbery list. Now, what players suspect is that Rockstar isn't going to introduce any more claimable vehicles. That's not necessarily true. I mean, we don't have official word or confirmation from Rockstar, but when the salvage yard released in December of 2023, we got the full salvage yard vehicle robbery list, and there was over 100 vehicles, I'm pretty sure, because Rockstar is just trying to plan way ahead into the future. And of course, we thought we would get a claimable vehicle every week or something. We've only gotten like 8 or so throughout the course of this entire year, but nonetheless, in regards to future claimable vehicles, we'll have those, and then whenever we have old claimable vehicles that get featured back as a salvage yard robbery, those will be claimable for that specific week that they're active as well. And then upcoming, we have some more free rewards and items which Rockstar is converting to claimable vehicles with the Vapid Click and the gift wrap version of that, along with the Christmas Comet Safari. Those will eventually become claimable vehicles during the Christmas season and the Happy Holidays season here in GTA Online as well. When it comes to the gun van location, if you guys are watching today on October the 31st here, which is a Thursday, you could see the gun van is out here at the north end of Sandy Shores, and I will zoom in on the map so you can see the actual location right there. And when it comes to the stock of the gun van this week, of course, you can see here we have the machete featured, the battle rifle, which was new with the salvage yard and the chop shop update, the Widowmaker, we have the Up and Atomizer, the Unholy Hellbringer, and the Vintage Pistol. So as you can see, a bunch of alien-themed weapons for this week. Now, for the discounts when it comes to the actual gun van offerings, the Up and Atomizer is 100% worth it because it's 30% off this week, so that's great. And the Widowmaker will be available 40% off for players who are GTA Plus members only right there. So 2 pretty sweet discounts on some alien-themed weapons here. Now, as I head to my next destination while I'm recording all the footage I need for this weekly update guide, I'm going to record this outro right here, at least while it's nighttime, raining, lighting, and we have the Halloween weather because it looks so scenic and cinematic and incredible. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram if you want to catch several consistent GTA Online as well as Red Dead Online live streams here on the channel every single week. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the money guide tomorrow, where we jump into all the bonuses. I have a full money guide so you guys can basically have the best meta strategies and efficient money grinding strategies for this week here in GTA. Alright guys, have a great one. Adios amigos.